So it's that time of the year, December, it's snowing, it's getting dark early. And if you're like me, the end of December, you start thinking about what you've achieved this year. And if you're like me, well, you feel like you have achieved nothing. When I think back of what I've planned in December 2020 last year, I realized I haven't achieved anything. I lost track of everything that I wanted to accomplish this year. And to make myself feel better, I tell myself that's life, life happens and it sucks. But you know deep down that it's wrong, and I know it too, so I'm just trying to find excuses for myself. How come there are so many people who can achieve so much in a year compared to others who don't? And this question made me search for what successful people do at the beginning of the year, and turns out they plan their year quite differently than a normal person like me. In other words, they don't have New Year's resolutions and they don't have goals for the year. In this video, I want to explore the concept of New Year's resolutions, why it doesn't work, and what to do instead to achieve your goals next year. But before even talking about that, did you ever ask yourself, where do New Year's resolutions come from? Yeah, because I did. Apparently, the first humans who reportedly started this trend were the Babylonians like 4,000 years ago. When new crops were planted, they made promises to their gods, like paying their debts or returning objects they had borrowed. So if they fulfilled their promises, they believed that their gods would favor them, and if not, well, their gods would just abandon them, which is not a position many people wanted to be in back in the days. And I think that's the main difference between them and us. They had an outside and powerful force that made them fulfill their promises, compared to today, where you make promises to yourself, which isn't powerful enough for most people to act through. And stats don't lie. According to studies, 92% of people who make New Year's resolutions fail, meaning only 8% actually succeed. So what does the 8% do differently than the rest? Why do most people fail at New Year's resolutions? Well, according to Brian, the author of the book 12-Week Year, people fail at New Year's resolutions not because they don't know what to achieve, but they don't know how to execute what they want to achieve. If you're like me, you have a billion ideas, but don't have a clear plan on how to achieve them. He says, it's not a knowledge problem, it's an execution problem due to their mindset. So most people think in a year, and what Brian calls annualized thinking. And I'm sure you've witnessed this. You have a specific goal, maybe getting a new job, increasing your revenue, or losing some weight. You will then break down that goal into quarterly or monthly goals, then try to break those down into weekly goals. In essence, it's good, but in reality, you prime your brain to think that you have lots of time. After all, you have a year to achieve that goal, right? By the end of January, if you're a bit late, you tell yourself you still have 11 months left. By the end of March, you say it's okay, I still have 9 months left. And so on until June, where you say, wow, we're already past half of the year. And then you start to cram when we're like in October or November, because you don't have a lot of time left. But have you ever wondered why? Why do most businesses and why do most people behave differently in October, November than in February, for example? Because you know a deadline is coming. The end of the year is coming soon. It's just like when your mom asks at the beginning of the day to take out the chicken from the freezer. You tell yourself you have the whole day to do it until you hear her on the driveway. You know it's too late. This happens because we lack urgency. We lack a soon enough deadline. Urgency is mandatory if you want to achieve a goal. And that's why having the deadline 12 months away isn't enough. So how do successful people plan their year then? They still have goals they want to achieve, right? And that's what's interesting. They don't plan their year. Focus on the next 12 weeks. So I'm a huge fan of David from How to Beast, and something he said hit me a few weeks ago. He said he doesn't care about where he sees himself in 5 years or in a year. He would focus on the next few months only. He would pursue the goal that he thinks is valuable for him, then switch after a few months. And that's how he had ideas for his fitness app, clothing brands, and soon the supplement brands. Breakthrough ideas like that can move your life or career forward happen only when you think, not when you execute. The problem with annual goals is that you only think at the beginning of the year, like in December or January, and then you stop thinking for the whole year. You only execute. But when you focus on the next 12 weeks only, you will think 4 times a year, helping you build off your last 3 months every time. Working in 12-week chunks gives you the flexibility of working on what's most important to you now and gives you the urgency you need to act. 12 weeks is just enough to achieve one big goal, but just little to give you that little stress you need to act. So now, you have the right method. But even with that, most people set their goals the wrong way. Setting goals is not enough. Setting goals like I want to lose 15 pounds or I want a 6-figures job seems nice. You already begin to feel that motivation and the happiness you'll get when you achieve it. But here's the bummer. Your brain is designed to avoid the goals you really want. I was reading The Mountain Is You by Brianna West when page 105 hit me hard. She explains that our biggest problem with goals is we tend to think that after achieving our goals, we will be happy and will finally be able to relax. But neurologically, when we get what we want, the only thing that happens is we start to want more. I'm pretty sure you heard about dopamine, the hormone that is responsible for desire and happiness. Turns out, according to studies, when we get something we highly desire, our dopamine level actually lowers. Dopamine, in other words, is the hormone of the pleasure of wanting more, not of getting what we want. When you think about achieving your next goal, your dopamine will be at the highest, but when you achieve it, it will be at the lowest. So the big goal that you're working towards, there will just be another bigger goal to go after, and that your brain knows. And that's why many of us self-sabotage or struggle when it comes to achieving a goal, because our brain knows that they're not ready to tackle a bigger role after that. So what can you do instead? As James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, says, goals are good for planning your progress, but systems are good for actually making progress. It's the process and the daily routine that will make you improve your life and ultimately achieve your goals. So instead of wanting to lose 15 pounds, you may stop buying unhealthy snacks. Instead of wanting a 6-figures job, you may start revamping your resume and reach out to 5 people in your network every week. The way you design your life will create long-lasting improvements and habits that you will keep forever. And that will make you a happier person. Focus on your daily actions and you'll certainly achieve your goals. So to put everything together, stop thinking in years, start thinking in 12 weeks, and set yourself a goal that is most important to you. But as we've discussed, just setting the goal isn't enough. Be clear about what you do daily and weekly to achieve it. I'll give you an example. My goal for the last quarter of 2021 was to publish 1 video a week on this YouTube channel. Instead of just stopping at that, I created a system to write and work on my videos from Monday to Friday from 8 AM to 10 AM. And it's working quite well since I have not missed a video so far. Tell me below, how was your 2021? I hope everything is well with you. Let's make 2022 a better year. And just by the way, this is my last video of 2021, so happy New Year's, guys. I hope you take some rest and come back stronger. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more career content like this one. You won't want to miss what I have planned for the next year. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.